All right, and welcome back to the show. We got a great one for you today. We're cooking up some country style ribs. We're going to show you how to get this spiced up and cooked up. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. So let's show you how to get these ribs seasoned. In another video, a pork chop video I showed you how I make my own seasonings. Right here is a seasoning that I made. It's used in a lot of Asian cooking. It's called 5 Spice. I mix my own up because the 5 Spice in the store happens to be very expensive. It happens to have cinnamon in it, cloves, fennel seeds, star anise, and Szechuan peppercorns. And I mix my own blend because I like to mix my own blend because I like a little bit more pepper in there. And this is how I keep my spices, and this is my blender over here. I don't put any salt in here. I use the salt here, and I use the pepper. Extra pepper if I want some pepper, but I make up a basic seasoning, and that's what I have here inside this 5 Spice season that I use. So let's get this going. Let's start putting these onto the tray. Now you can see the cut in these. Some of these have the bone in them. Very different from a spare rib. They're a lot more meatier, and they eat beautifully. If you don't like them on the bone, you can look for the packs or have your butcher cut them without the bone. But this is how you want to line them up. I'm going to season them up for you and just show you a few of these. All right, so the only thing I use right now is I have all these spices in here, 5 spices mixed up in here, is I'm going to take my 5 Spice and I'm just going to lightly sprinkle it over. It's very powerful, so don't use too much of it. So I'm going to get it on there, rub it in, and then hit it with salt and pepper. Because again, there's no salt in here, and there's no pepper in here, except for the Szechuan pepper that I use very little. So, and it smells excellent. You can smell the cloves, star anise, the cinnamon. All right. Some salt. I don't use a lot of salt in my cooking because I let the natural woods bring out the flavor. Today we're cooking these on a direct cooker. We're going directly over the coals on this cooker. The grates directly over the coals. And we're going to let all that fat just drip right down into the coals and create that flavor. And followed by some pepper. This is just black pepper. We're going to give it a spray of vegetable oil. This is going to set the flavor, set the color, and get our seasoning just nice and set in there. I'm just dampening it, just like that, just like a pat. Just a little dampening with the spray. It's not heavy. And over and repeat. Just going to show you the other side. Again, and with your seasoning. I'm going heavy on this just because I like this flavor. And I suggest for those of you out there that don't want to make the investment and buy a grinder, just buy a little bit of this Chinese 5 Spice. And if you like it, buy your grinder and make your own. And that goes for every spice. And I make all my spices. I don't buy anything in the store except for powders. But no salt at all. It's pure onion powder, garlic powder. That's how you want to buy your spices. And mix your own. This way you know what's going in there. And you know what your family's getting, you know what you're getting. All right, throw our salt on. Also, if you didn't want to use salt, which goes great with this, you can use some soy sauce and marinate them overnight in a bag and throw them right onto the grill. All right, there you go. Here's our pepper. That's it. She's complete. So we're just gonna rub these around. And I'm gonna get to season up the rest of these. We'll meet you right back here. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, so our country style ribs are all seasoned up. Just want to give you a little reminder. I'm going to leave a link in the description of my pork chop video, which shows these spices and how to grind them up in there, or just how to grind your own spices is in there. So we'll meet you out onto the cooker. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. Now that we got our pork marinated, we're just going to show you a quick salad. So right here we have some Shills pasta salad. That's what we're going with today. We're going to put some chickpeas in it. And these are all the fixings that go along with it. So we got some purple onion, green onion, cherry tomato, feta cheese. Over here we have celery, radish, that's red radish, fresh garlic, shrimp. Right here is just a little mixture of oil, which is extra virgin olive oil, and a little bit of white vinegar, distilled. Right here we have oregano, salt, pepper. To our right, we've got corn on the cob. We're going to take it off the cob. A little bit of parsley, Italian, and red bell pepper. So let's get this started. I'm going to start with a little oregano. Just get it in there. Get these guys coated. Give that a little spin. And you always want to use a bowl that's just a little bigger. Give that a little stir. So this way you could stir it up just like this. Okay. Let's get our salt in and our pepper. Going with a little salt. I salted the pasta while I was cooking it, so you won't need much on the salt. Just a little. Black pepper. This, of course, so a little goes a long way. You can actually see how coarse that is. So you won't need too much of that. Get that stirred in. Spin it. Now I always put the hard ingredients in first. The salt, the pepper, so I can see on the pasta how much of it I'm using. All right, put the rest of that back. Okay, we're gonna go in with our chickpeas. Give that a stir. Some onions. Get them all in. And let's give that a stir. It's coming along good. All right, I'm gonna go in with our celery, our garlic, and our radish. Just get it all in there. I'll give that a spin. Just being gentle with it. The nice part about these shells it's going to fall in through some of these shell holes. And that's what you want. So as you're mixing it, it's just going to mix into the shell hole. All right, we're going to go in with our parsley, our peppers, and give that a mix. And as you can see, all those colors are starting to come together. We're going to go in with the tomatoes last because we want to be gentle with those. Okay, now we're going to go in with our shrimp. This is 2 pounds of shrimp. And they're big shrimp, they're jumbos. They're not super jumbo, but they're jumbos. They got a good gauge on them, so they're not overpowering the salad. And you just want for your guests just to get a few of them in there. Okay, now we're going to go in with our corn. Go in this way, it's fresh. I like it right off the husk. Get it in there, and we're just gonna get a little bit of that milk in there as well too. Just drag the back of the knife or the front over it and just clean out those little holes. And they would call this milking the cob. Okay, let's get this guy in. And then we're going to give it a little mix. I wait to the last second to get the corn in because I always like it fresh. And I don't like it to sit around. All right, let's just milk that. And we're good to go. So there's our corn. So let's give that a spin. And before we put our feta in and our tomatoes, we're going to go in with our vinegar, oil, give that just a whirl. Just wet it up. All right, and it's feta next. Let's go in with a little feta. I just kind of break it up and jump it in there. Hold it high and let it just jump from your fingers. Just like that. And give that a mix. And it's looking right. Let's get the rest of that feta in. I go little by little so I can eyeball it out. And I think that's about it. That's all good. All All right, let's get our tomatoes in. Let's go on just a little bit. Gentle. Trying not to mush up our tomatoes. And that's it. That completes our salad. Give it a gentle toss. Get everything around. Now, I mentioned in another video that we're going to put this in another vessel. And when you do, you just want to bring everything together just in your hands and bring it to the other vessel. This way everything mixes properly and you don't have everything down at the bottom. Just get it mixed in there. And that's it. We're going to put this in another vessel, stick it in the fridge, and we'll meet you right back here. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, this is what we're rolling with today. This is a custom built indirect and direct cooker. We have another video with a link to the complete breakdown in here, and we're going to leave that in the description for you. This is my fire setup. I got a nice log right here, fire starter here, and a fire starter here. And what we're using today is just regular King's Fruit charcoal. I want a fast burn, so I don't need a long burn, because this is not going to take hours to cook. If this was taking hours to cook, I might use a slower burning coal, like a B&B. So today we're just using the cheapie, King's Fruit. See you right back here. All right, our fire's lit. And we're just going to show you how I lit this. This is the bottom of the cooker. I got a plate that goes on top. I got a log on one side. And we're just going to let this basically cook down for about 15-20 minutes and get our food on. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, it's time to put our food on. With this smoker, I got dual racks. Let's show you how I get these on here. This bottom rack will hold a lot. Wasn't sure if I was going to go with the complete bottom or the complete top. I forget how big this cooker is. And I doubt I'll get all of these on the bottom in one shot. And I'll just get some separation room going on. When we get to the top, I'll just put them all on. I'm going to roll this right about 285, somewhere in that ballpark. All right, let's get our top rack on. And I'm just going to carry on from there. Nice thing about the dual racks is that they kind of base each other. She holds a lot. And like I said, sometimes I forget how much she holds. And you want that nice separation in between, because these are some nice big country spare ribs. All right, there we have it. Let's get them situated. Get a little juice on top. Just like that. And we'll get her closed up. right, we're gonna get this stabilized and we'll meet you back here. Show you a couple of shots cooking through. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. So these are on them here about an hour and a half. Look at what we got. Now one thing is when you're running double racks, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn them over first. Get the juice out of there. Then I'm going to pull them, take them off, and we're going to put everything, try to get everything on one top rack. All right, so now we're upside down, coming around. Put these on here. And they're not tender yet. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna smoke them on this side, we're gonna baste them, and then we're gonna wrap them. Because we're kind of cooking hot with these. We're running somewhere around 285 to 300. We're gonna pull this top rack off. And this is all the dazzle. This is all the work that comes with this deal. All right, these are the bottoms. And what I'll do is I'll kind of stack these up. I'm not going to use the bottom anymore. And we're going to get all this stuff situated on the top rack. Just stack them on up. Now we want to baste these and get them tender. And like I said, we're going to wrap them. But we're not going to wrap them right now. Because I'm going to get my baste on them. Alright, we're going back in with the top rack. And we're going to get these guys nice and organized on here. Just like that. Because now we care about our room. We're taking up a lot of real estate now. So it's very important how you get these organized. There we go. And as you can see, it's all in the stacking. How you stack them. You stack them good, and you'll get a lot more room on your cooker. And I'll even have room to spare. Look at that. Plenty of room on there. There we go. That's it. And take these two, put them off to the side, and I got room to spare. All right, and right before we close her up, in here, I have a little vinegar and soy sauce. Just white distilled vinegar and soy. And we're going to give them a baste. Using a wine bottle, because it's a very simple way how to do this. So don't throw away your wine bottles. Even though I don't drink, I take my friends' wine bottles and I collect them. Alright, there you have it. Pull this in a little bit more closer from the end. We're going to close her back up. Now we're going to run her around 250. Let this run for about a half hour, and then we're going to wrap up. And we're going to call her a wrap from there. We'll leave them wrapped up for about 45 minutes. And we'll call it a day. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. Okay, we're about 2 hours in. We're ready to wrap these. Look at that. Those are looking right. All right. I'm going to get them in my pan here. Now, the way I wrap these is I just put them in one big pan. Just how I laid them out on the grill. Just get them in and organized. Get them stacked good. And you'll be able to wrap them good. Because you want these almost falling off the bone. There's some bones on here, some of them. Like this one here, it's got some bone. Bone plate. So we're just going to organize, get them wrapped. And our softer ones off to the side here. Doesn't really matter anymore how you place them, just as long as you get them in. And you could even stack some to the top. These trays are good, aluminum foil tray. I reuse them, nothing goes to waste. And I just wash them right out. It certainly beats using up a lot of aluminum foil to start wrapping everything. All right, there we go. A couple more pieces on that end. And now we got a full, beautiful tray. All right, let's show you how we get these wrapped. Here, measurement. So just like that. And you see how you're only using just a little bit of them on here? And just come right over. Just like that. Get it nice and tight. Probably going to use one more on this end. And that's it. And back on to the cooker she goes. Now we're going to run this at about 300 degrees. Half hour, and everything should be nice and tender. That's it. Then we'll pull it. It gives it about 3 hours cook time. And and we're all set. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, here we are again. Season 2, we're on the chopping block. Let's see what we got. All right. Look at those. Now as you wrap them, they get a little bit darker in color, but these are full apart tender. Let's go pull this guy up from here. Now this was on the bone, and I want to show you what this does on the bone. I'm going to use my hands in this one because this is a must see. See that? Right away from the bone. Smoke ring. Just tender is all. Beautiful. Let's got to give that a Pitmaster try. Excellent. Very smoky. You can taste all that 5-spice seasoning in there. And just again, very tender. And you can see the rest of these in here. Let's just go back and we're going to show you another piece here. We'll pull another piece away. And we're just going to show you how tender this is. You can see it's just breaking apart. That's how I like my bones. All right, let's show you what this looks like on a plate. Let's get these off to the side. And we are going to plate up. Clean up for our plate. Okay, it was so tender we didn't even have to use this knife. All right, we're going to show you some of our salad. So we're going to get our salad on first. Now this is that shrimp salad. With the chickpeas inside. Just get a few of those nice shrimp on there. All right. That's how we're going to serve this. Just a little bit more. And another shrimp on top. Can't go wrong with too many shrimp. All right, let's get a nice tender piece of meat on there. Just like that. And we're gonna just break a piece off from the top, just to show a little contrast in color. Just like that. Followed by a couple of plantains on the plate. And there it is. Top it off with a little garnish. And there you have it. All right, we're going to show you this from a different angle, just so you can see all angles. It's almost like a piece of steak, but just very tender. There it is. All right, we're going to get situated. And we're going to meet you right back here. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, there it is. Country style ribs. Served with a beautiful pasta, a shrimp pasta with chickpeas. And topped off on the side with plantains. And if you like this video and more that are about to come, don't forget to hit that like button and please subscribe. We loved having you. Thank you for always coming. And with no further ado, gotta get that Pitmaster taste.